Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
Central Bank of Iraq on unannounced visit to America. Quote, that a delegation from the Central Bank of Iraq, headed by the governor of the central bank, Ali al-Alak, and a number of general managers, have been visiting the United States of America since the 26th of this month, to discuss developments in the banking sector and the restrictions on the use of the dollar imposed on a large number of private banks. Why do you think Alak is in New York? Dealing with banks that have sanctions on them, this week we have some very interesting things to study. This trip removes red tape. How do you value a country? What's it based off of? Their resources, right? You got to do a collective analysis. You have to value it. There's been people as far back as 2003-2004 that worked on a feasibility study on the country of Iraq. One of those people was in Central Coast, California. I know that for a fact because I wrote a letter to the gentleman that wrote the feasibility study. We've been watching it ebb and flow ever since. I didn't get involved until about 2010. The IMF 198-page document that showed $3.22. I went, wow, that's what they potentially could reinstate at. I'm like, wow. Okay, now it's time for me to pay attention. That's why I'm here. We heard rumors it was happening Monday night, then last night, now the rumors are for this weekend. The QF's system, at least for the redemption centers, are connected. That's really good, and now we just need our emails to come into us and we can set appointments to start. The latest thing I have is that we would receive that by or before Friday the 30th, if we don't get notified by and start exchanges on Friday, then it would go over the weekend. Anything is possible. It could actually get into September with the concept of the weekend being a Labor Day weekend. So we'll see what happens. There's consequences if you don't play by the rules. Nothing wrong with playing by the rules. I suggest you do that. If you make a whole bunch of money and you have taxes, pay them. I'm looking forward to paying my taxes, catching up. I don't know how many of you folks got hit by 2008. I'm telling you, I know I did. Be cautious, get professional advice, get sound advice. They tell us no matter what, the dinar is stable and it is strong. Frank, a program rate is not stable or strong, it's completely worthless. It's not strong. It's not stable. What are they telling the citizens? Firefly, new changes, once they are implemented and take hold, it will be a backbone of security for our economy and our banking system. Frank, that's why Alak is in New York right now. Security and stability being established for the monetary reform. What are they trying to tell you? That you have a new exchange rate, lower notes coming to you. None of this is going to work at a program rate. It can only work with the new exchange rate to add purchasing power. The Iraqi Ministry of Oil announced on Thursday that the total oil exports achieved for the month of July exceeded 108 million barrels of crude, according to the final statistics issued by the Iraqi Oil Marketing Company, SOMO. According to a statement issued by the ministry, the quantity of crude oil exports amounted to 108,053,356 barrels. The statistics indicated that the total quantities of crude oil exported last July from the oil fields in central and southern Iraq amounted to 106,125,200 barrels, while exports from Qayyara amounted to 1,000,000 928,156 barrels. Today, Thursday, Finance Minister Taif Sami discussed with the Regional Director for the Middle East at the World Bank, Jean-Christophe Carré, and the bank's Special Representative in Iraq, Richard Abdel Noor, support for the economic and financial reform program in Iraq. The ministry explained in a statement received by Sumaria News, that the meeting witnessed the follow-up of the loans and grants of the World Bank, the priorities of development projects, and ways of supporting the World Bank to enhance the financial and business sectors and improve the investment environment, where the continuation of bilateral coordination to enhance sustainable development was emphasized. In addition to discussing the bank's support for the government program regarding economic reform in Iraq. According to the statement, the minister referred to the government's interest in strengthening partnership with international financial institutions, within the framework of accelerating the pace of financial and banking reforms in line with the Iraqi government's vision aimed at consolidating the foundations of the national economy, achieving economic balance, and correcting the course of financial policy in Iraq.